The Scholar's Ghost. Jason sat on his bed, his phone in hand, mindlessly scrolling through social media. The hours seemed to melt away as he jumped from one app to the next, liking photos, watching videos, and reading posts. His textbooks lay untouched on his desk, a silent reminder of the midterms he had next week. The weight of his academic responsibilities pressed heavily on him, but the allure of distraction was far too strong. It was on one of these nights, as the clock struck midnight, that something strange happened. A chill ran down Jason's spine, and the room grew colder. He looked up from his phone and saw a faint, shimmering light in the corner of his room. The light grew brighter, and slowly, the figure of an elderly man emerged, dressed in ancient scholarly robes, with a kind yet stern expression on his face. Jason blinked, thinking it was a trick of the light or a product of his exhausted mind. But the figure remained, solidifying before his eyes. Who are you?" Jason stammered, dropping his phone. "I am a scholar from a time long past," the figure replied, his voice echoing softly. "I once lived and studied in this very room, dedicating my life to the pursuit of knowledge." Jason felt a mix of fear and curiosity. "Why are you here?" The scholar's ghost stepped forward, his eyes piercing into Jason's. "I am here to show you the path you are on and the consequences of your choices." With a wave of his hand, the ghost transformed the room around them. Jason found himself standing in a vast library, filled with ancient books and scrolls. The air was thick with the scent of old paper and ink. "This is where I spent my life," the ghost said. "Every moment was a step towards understanding, towards discovery. Knowledge was my greatest treasure, and it brought me fulfillment beyond measure." Jason watched as scenes played out before him, showing the scholar's life. He saw the long hours of study, the excitement of new discoveries, the respect and admiration of peers. The scholar's life was rich with purpose and achievement. "But look," the ghost said, waving his hand again. The scene shifted, showing a different version of Jason's room. This time, it was cluttered with discarded wrappers, dirty clothes, and an eerie emptiness. The walls were lined with screens displaying endless social media feeds. A hollow version of Jason sat hunched over, scrolling mindlessly, his eyes dull and lifeless. "This is your future if you continue on your current path," the ghost warned. "A life of wasted potential, filled with fleeting distractions and shallow contentment." Jason felt a lump in his throat as he watched his future self, a pang of regret hitting him hard. "But I don't know how to change," he whispered. The scholar's ghost placed a reassuring hand on Jason's shoulder. "The first step is recognizing the value of your time and the power of your choices. Dedicate yourself to learning, to growing. Your mind is a garden. It will flourish if you tend to it." The vision faded, and Jason found himself back in his room. The ghost began to fade as well, his form becoming translucent. "Remember, Jason," the ghost said softly, "knowledge is the key to a life of fulfillment and purpose. Do not squander your potential." With that, the ghost disappeared, leaving Jason alone with his thoughts. He glanced at his phone, then at his untouched textbooks. Taking a deep breath, he picked up his books and sat down at his desk. The journey ahead would not be easy, but the vision of the scholar's fulfilled life gave him the motivation he needed. As he opened his textbook and began to read, he felt a sense of purpose he hadn't felt in a long time. The path to knowledge was before him, and he was ready to walk it. If you like the story, subscribe us and like the video. Have a great day.